Good morning everyone and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity and day 5 of MX Art. It's Friday, yes, fabulous Friday. Here we go again. So what did I use? I used a pickup tool. I used my poke tool. I used a Touch 5 marker in cool grey too, and I used my Dollar Tree Jot glue in my Aliexpress needle tip bottle. And the dies that I used today are the Surprise Creation slimline double set, which is the I've got mine in an awful mess, I know, but this is the torn edge and the straight edge, and they come in a double set, which is awesome because they all fit on top of each other and you can mix and match, and it goes all the way down to this great sentiment strip. So I used those. I used the frog and lily pads, so it's a bag of bits, and I used the Ladybird die on the leaf, and now that these are made I can measure them, and I've got my ruler. I'm going to put it there so I don't forget. And I also use Dollar Tree foam pads and Dollar Tree foam tape. This is really good stuff, by the way. Right, so first up I did the Ladybird on that leaf there, and I used just a little bit of glossy accents on those little dewdrops, and I did those in pale blue. Now the size of this leaf is great. I'm going to measure it because it would make an awesome tag if you just punch a hole into it. It's 4 inches from there to the point, and just a little under 3 1/4 at the widest. So you could use it as a tag, or you could cut lots out of scrap pieces of paper and put them on a book ring, and it becomes like a little notepad so that you can jot all sorts of stuff down if you're like me and you forget. Because I do forget, but you can use them separately. The leaf can be used separately, the ladybirds can be used separately, and if you can get close in there, I've got little bits of glitter on stuff because I've been cutting different cardstock and I really want my camera to behave. So I'm going to go in microscope and see how close we can go. There we are. So that is the Ladybird. I used a little bit of cool grey at this bit here. I'm not sure what that bit's called on a Ladybird. If you know, you can tell me below. But like I said, they can be used separately, and even the little raindrops can be used on something separately, or you could use them as eyes on critters. So that is the first one. Next up is the frog that everybody wanted to see, and that one is on the, I'll just move my glue, on the Surprise Creation slimline dies. I'll put the torn edge there in blue glitter. All of this cardstock is from Joanne, and then just used the plain white background to put everything onto. Now, because I wanted it to run a longer slimline card, I actually sort of like maneuvered my pieces different to the image on the website so that I could run them all across, and then I just cut a couple of extra of the lotus blossoms or lilies, whichever you like to call them, and put those along the edge there so it stretched the length of the card. I used my cool grey to do some shadow underneath the chin, and then the cool grey on the green, what that does is it darkens the shade of green so that you can put shadows and lines onto your frog, and that's exactly what I did. So that is what I made. I think he's super cute. And I'm bagging all of my makes up for the elderly folks home where I send all of my things to. Some of the things I kind of finish off and I put an easel on the back and whatnot, and other things are kind of like part finish so that they can finish them off themselves. But if you know any elderly people and you're a prolific maker like I am, they really, really do appreciate it. They, you know, even if they're just cutting them up and using the bits that they like, especially with the virus and everybody on lockdown, there's a lot of miserable people out there, some very unhappy people. So if you've got a bag full of cards and you don't know where to send them off to a local nursery or an old people's home where they can make and do whatever they want to. I mean, I could imagine that even in a really plain, simple frame on the wall in a baby's room, you know, just something really happy and sweet just hanging there. So that is my frog, and I'm going to measure it. I'm not going to forget. And I'm going to do the dimensions of the frog because, of course, that's another one that can be used on its own. So it's 2¼ from the feet to the feet. And then if we go from the tip of the toes to the top of the head, that is 2½ inches. And of course, all of those lilies and what have you can be used in a totally different scene. If you've got some dragonflies or butterflies or little ducks or something, then those lily pads and what have you, they can be used for other things. Right, I'll pop that down. And how about a quick recap for where we've been this week? So there's the frog and the ladybird. And if I go right back to the beginning, because the first one, of course, was the share of the new dies, and there was the slimline Frankie. Did that one on Tuesday, and what did we do on Wednesday? Ah, yes, unicorn. That's what we did, and we did the cat. And that was using the false eyelashes there on the unicorn and as whiskers on the cat. And also yesterday did the steampunk tags of the hummingbird and the kitty cat. So that's what I managed to do this week. Now, I hope everyone has a fabulous weekend. I must admit, I've got a bit of a nasty ear infection at the moment, so I was planning on whizzing around and doing all sorts of things this weekend, but I just think I'm going to rest instead. Might stay in bed and watch TV. Who knows? You know, like Willy Wonka's grandparents, although I won't be wearing a hat. It's too hot here. So, anyway, I will see you on Monday. Have a fabulous weekend. And as usual, all links below. Bye.